Someone asks, who are the Nephilim? Now, for some of you, you say, the who? Who are they? Are they even in the Bible? It's a strange lot of people, that's for sure. In fact, we're introduced to these strange people, these Nephilim, in Genesis chapter 6. And frankly, nobody really knows who they are. In fact, their very name is just a straight takeover from the Hebrew. Nephilim doesn't even mean anything. But they are indeed a strange lot. Something was happening on planet Earth that was very strange indeed. And we find them, first time, in Genesis chapter 6. When man began to multiply on the face of the land, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God, now that's angels, saw that the daughters of man were attractive. And they took as their wives any that they chose. Catch that. Angels marry women. Strange indeed. Then the Lord said, my spirit shall not abide in man forever, for he is flesh. His days shall be 120 years. That's another discussion. All we know at this point is God's not happy that angels are marrying humans. The Nephilim, that's where we get the name, were on the earth in those days and also afterwards, when the sons of God, angels, when the sons of God came into the daughters of man and bore them children. These were the mighty men of old, the men of renown. And the Lord saw that the wickedness of men was great on the earth, and that every intention of his heart was only evil continually. It's a mystery. Somehow, angels who don't have bodies decided to take on bodies, which they can do, and marry with women. And it created this strange being known as the Nephilim. And what we know is that it made God very angry, and it created this offspring that ultimately disappeared. Some have said that maybe these are the very creatures that Jesus went to preach to in 1 Peter 3 after his crucifixion, where we saw that he went and he spoke to them or condemned them in hell after the crucifixion before the resurrection. Sometimes the Bible is sort of really vague, and that there are some things that were going on that we really don't know about. Maybe they were Neanderthals. Bible doesn't say that. But they were some sort of strange mixture of angels who assume body and people. Now, that's not the only reference in the Bible to them, or we could just say that was strange and leave it. But apparently, they go under different names. Sometimes they're called Nephilim. Sometimes they're called Anakim. Sometimes they're called Rephaim. And so we see them, for example, in Deuteronomy 2. And here in Deuteronomy 2, the Israelites have left Egypt. They're about to come into the land that God had promised them. And here we hear about these Nephilim, but under a different name. I'm going to pick it up in verse 10, Deuteronomy chapter 2. The Emim, that's the same people, the Nephilim. The Emim formerly lived there in the land, a people great and many, and as tall as the Anakim. Same thing. Anakim, Nephilim, same people. Like the Anakim, they are also counted as the Rephaim, same people. Anakim, Rephaim, Emim. Apparently, they're all referring to these offspring of angels and people. The Horites, their people, also lived in Seir formerly, but the people of Esau dispossessed them and destroyed them from before them and settled in their place, as Israel did to the land of their possession, which the Lord gave them. What's it saying? It's saying the people of Esau threw these giants out of the land. These are giants. These are men of renown. This sounds more like science fiction than anything. And kind of in a maddening way, the Bible just sort of drops this and says something funny was going on planet Earth. But we don't have the details. All we know, sons of God, angels, saw the daughters of men were beautiful, took them in marriage before the flood. And it got God really mad. And ultimately, he wiped them out. It's one of those mysteries of the Bible that we're left scratching our heads and saying, I think a lot more happened on planet Earth than we know, or that's even recorded in the Bible. It's a great question.